MLB new season, new jerseys, not the state, not New Jersey, the state, new apparel and jersey with the logo and number and name. New, brand new for Major League Baseball this year. New performance, Vapor, Premier, Elite, new gear, new wearable jerseys for Major League Baseball in 2024. A couple years back, they switched their jersey provider from Majestic to Nike. In doing so, they swapped the jersey that had no logo besides the team and the MLB to Nike, which was basically the exact same jersey, just slapped the Nike logo on the jersey. Most of the feedback on that, most of the opinions were, okay, well, we're changing the Nike. How different does the jersey feel? Oh, it's the exact same jersey, just slapped with a little Nike logo on the right pec. Okay, well, not a big deal. Some of the more iconic jerseys, Yankee jersey, Red Sox jersey, Dodger jersey, a little bit of pushback from those types of people because they were like, all we've known with Nike, or I mean, all we've known with Yankee jerseys over the last 100 years is not a Nike logo, and now the Nike logo is on there. Then, as a branch of Nike, Fanatics this year was tasked with taking over the jersey production from Nike, but also in collaboration with Nike because they're a branch of Nike. Nike bought Fanatics. So Fanatics is making the jerseys, but they're still Nike brand. So they're still going to have the Nike logo on the jersey, but it's entirely different production and material and process when it comes to creating these jerseys. And because of that, the jerseys look different, the material's different, and the players noticed right away. They showed up to spring training, and a lot of guys were like, what is going on? What are these new jerseys? Why are they a different fabric? Why do they feel cheaper? Why are the names and logos and numbers not stitched to the jersey material anymore? They are now heat pressed to the jerseys. Why is this happening? We didn't ask for this. These seem cheaper. They seem lower quality. They seem lower performance. And then the commissioner was asked about it because it was a big storyline. First storyline of the new year as players showed up for spring training was new jerseys stink. Commissioner Manfred's asked about it, and he's like, well, yeah, I mean, a lot of pushback's going to happen when you got a sport like baseball, and any new initiative in baseball is going to be received with a little bit of criticism. But, I mean, I just, it's a circus, bro. The MLB is a circus. Rob Manfred is the ringleader in the circus, and all the investors in the circus that runs around the country, putting on a show for everybody, those investors are the owners. And then the performers that get paid nothing compared to what the investors and the ringleader does, those guys have no say in the product that they're participating in. Because if they did have a say, they'd come back and say, hey, ringleader, we don't like these new uniforms we have to wear on every show. We don't like the rules of the games we play. But that's not the case, is it? These participants in the ringleader's show decided to form a union smartly to represent themselves, to make sure that they at least felt like they were getting compensated and treated fairly with their benefits and their wages. And in doing so, in that negotiation process, the ringleader and the investors decided, well, we're going to pretend and argue about a bunch of different semantics and compensation structures. And in the meantime, once we get those agreed to and we send them our last and final proposal, we're going to start to delay the schedule, and we're going to threaten to remove some of the wages and compensation that are typically and normally agreed upon because we're going to blame them for not coming to the agreement. And then when we finally send them their last and final, we start to make some compromises and agree to some of the stuff they wanted in terms of compensation. We're going to throw in a bunch of different stuff like creating new rules to make the show more appealing so that we can make more money. And then you know what? A couple years later, we're going to sign a new agreement for a provider of some of the gear you guys use, not really ask you about it, slip that into the collective bargaining agreement that we agreed to and you guys won't have any say for. And next thing you know, the product that the spectators pay money to go see starts to trend downward. The product value. However, the revenue for the ringleader and the investors through the roof. He's doing a great job. But ultimately, the ringleader doesn't care about the product. He cares about those profits. That's it. And that's where we are with Major League Baseball. That's the situation we found ourselves in. You know what? The pitch clock, the new rules, maybe there's a little bit of merit to that in general, right? Because let's be honest, an August or September game between the Colorado Rockies and the Pittsburgh Pirates doesn't need to be 4 hours and 30 minutes. Totally understandable. So instead of, hey, let's just do a universal 23-second pitch clock between pitches. And if you can't do it before that, ball or strike, right? Whatever the case may be. Nope. It is 15 seconds between pitches with no one on, 18 seconds with a guy on bases at any point. You can only pick off 2 times. Can't do this. Mound visits limited. Faster, 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 faster. Drastically changing what the game was to what it has become. And then additionally changing the uniform. Overall, this jersey situation is just another microcosm of Major League Baseball and what and how the commissioner and the owners treat the game versus how the fans and players see the game. The fans and the players see the game as a level of competition. They see value in the man-on-man, pitcher versus batter, but also 9 players, the strategy, the pitch situations. What's he going to throw? What's the matchup? Who's coming out of the bullpen? What's the strategy in this situation? And ultimately, the best will prevail when push comes to shove because they're not impacted by how quickly they need to get in the box or how fast they need to throw this pitch or how many times they can pick off. It's about strategy, maximizing skill sets, using guys in specific areas, strategy. That's how the fans and players see the game. How the owner and how the commissioner and the 30 MLB owners see the game is just a slot machine with spinning dollar signs. How big can we get this jackpot to go? How much money can we crank out of this machine? Money is very important. It is pretty much the end all be all when it comes to living a comfortable life. And if you don't think that's the case, then you're living under a rock. But there's also a way to turn over astronomical profit margins while also providing and putting out a legitimate, dependable, reliable product to the public when you are a business owner or a high-ranking executive. And it's the last thing I'll say here as we wrap up episode 45. What has happened to Major League Baseball over the last half decade is a direct representation and microcosm of what has happened to basic consumerism in the United States in the exact same time frame, in the exact same window. I remember I used to go to Chipotle 2017, 2018. I used to pay $9 and get a monster burrito bowl. Monster. I couldn't even finish it. It was so big. Go there today. It's $12. And it's been publicly acknowledged by employees that there's been initiatives from higher ranking executives and officials to maximize profit, cut down on how much the customers are actually getting for their value while prices have been increased, and subsequently has turned people off to it and provided people with the perspective of trying to find alternatives because it doesn't seem reliable or consistent to go to Chipotle anymore. And it's not the same as it used to be. That's the bottom line that people have pulled out of that. And with baseball, 2015, 2016, 2017, there used to be this magic sort of feeling, right? If you're a diehard baseball fan like I am, used to feel that kind of energy. Used to feel like I'm going to tune into this game. It's going to be some strategy involved. We got some pitching changes. We're going to get the best on the best. We're going to get the guys that are good controlling the flow of the game. And they're going to be wearing some dope gear because these guys are pros. And now I think going into 2024, baseball for me feels like a cheaper, less valuable version of what it was 5 years ago. That's just my opinion. And it really hurts me to say that. And I hope that that doesn't continue. And maybe there's something that can happen. Maybe I'm being dramatic. But the pitch clock being added, along with all these other rules that have just really changed the strategy of the game to a degree. I know it's still baseball, but it's changed it to a degree, just like Chipotle burrito bowls, where it's still the same bowl, still got the same ingredients, but it's just not quite the same as it used to be. It's not the same quality. Not to mention, baseball's now got pitch clock and basically little league, high school quality jerseys that they're rolling out on the players for the upcoming season. It feels like a cheaper, less valuable version of what baseball was not even 5 years ago. And it's the same exact representation and trend and pattern that consumerism has found with a commonly used term of kind of shrinkflation, right? Same thing with Chipotle, same thing with a bag of chips you buy at the store, same thing with a lot of stuff where the cost of the bag of chips, the cost of the burrito bowl, the cost of watching and going to a Major League Baseball game has all gone up. And the value and the quantity has all gone down. The bag of chips doesn't have as many chips in it anymore. Your burrito bowl at Chipotle doesn't have as much food in it. And the game of baseball is now quicker. The games are 30 minutes shorter. The jerseys are lower quality. And half of the best free agents available in the free agency class as of game one of spring training remain unsigned because the owners are doing what the rest of American consumerism doing. They're cutting costs, cheapifying as much as they possibly can. And ultimately, I think it may lead to some more drastic swings the other way I'm hopeful for, or potentially, and unfortunately, the decline, which I don't want to see, but I think is the ultimate outcome in a situation where the commissioner and the owners have just clearly and apparently come together to try to change the game as much as possible to make it appealing for the TV and cutting costs as much as possible. And I think it is lame, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's lame. I think it's really unfortunate, and I hope it doesn't continue. And maybe I'm being soft. Maybe I'm being soft. I probably am being soft, but I think there's some merit to what I'm having to say. And I think a lot of people share this same sentiment. I'm still going to watch baseball because I'm a sucker. I'm still going to watch it because I love it. I've always loved it. I played it. I grew up with it. I'm still going to tune in. I am a sucker. And that's the problem. The problem is they know that, but they built such a giant to begin with that we don't have any alternatives. They have a monopoly on baseball, and it's unfortunate, but I'm hoping there could be some improvements around the league with these rules, some modifications to the rules at least. Go back to the old jerseys. Do something that at least shows me you care about what the players think and you care about their opinion. Because everything that's been implemented so far in the last 5 years in Major League Baseball has been much to the chagrin of the players themselves. And that's not a good sign.